Hi everyone, welcome to Truth in You, an episodic series of videocasts looking into anabolism and stress through the lens of data. My name is Marko Makinen.
My name is Juuso Nissila.
In today's episode we are looking into Tongkat Ali. It's a Southeast Asian herb that has been traditionally used to enhance libido and increase vitality, and it's also claimed to have an effect on both testosterone and cortisol levels. The primary claimed effects are enhanced libido, it's a natural testosterone booster, and enhances sexual performance. There's a fair amount of science behind it with 272 hits on PubMed. Typical doses per day are ranging from 200 to 400 milligrams per day, and the claimed mechanisms of action in science with regards to testosterone and cortisol. Firstly, it's claimed to decrease the levels of sex hormone binding globulin, meaning that more testosterone is released into circulation in the free form. It's also claimed to stimulate the production of luteinizing hormone, which is then triggering the production of testosterone. And thirdly, it's also claimed to have a direct effect on the gonads and thereby increasing the testosterone production there. For cortisol, it's claimed to act through the HPA axis, thereby decreasing cortisol. Juuso, let's have a look at the protocol that we utilized.
Given that the claims are for increasing testosterone and decreasing cortisol, we measured them both and we selected 2 volunteers, 49 years of each, healthy males, semi-sedentary, not very active athletically, and having quite high working stress. And they had 14 days test period for Tongkat Ali, 400 milligrams per day, which is the upper limit of the known dosing. And we measured the baseline values for hormones for 3 days, visible into graph. And then after 11 day for the 3 last days of the 2-week protocol, we measured again, and here's the results. What we didn't find, the downward development for cortisol. Quite the contrary, the cortisol was increasing for both of the subjects, as visible here. So that was something that we didn't produce in our data.
Yeah, so the data shows for both subjects, contrary to what is claimed in science, that cortisol actually rose 15.3% for the other person and 42.6% for the other subject, which is actually a fairly notable increase.
Really, yeah.
It should be noted that it could be due to other factors, but nevertheless, this is what we saw.
Both of the subjects felt discomfort in stomach and other stuff, so it might be related on that. But when it comes to free testosterone, so the results are pretty clear. So both of the subjects were increasing the testosterone quite much, like close to 50% increase in both. So, and that's remarkable.
Yeah, there's a notable increase in free testosterone. The other correct subject had 58% increase, and the other subject had 46.5%. And once more, this is only a period of 14 days, so a fairly notable and fast increase in free testosterone.
Yeah, and going through those notes that the subjects were doing, so they had some symptoms which may point to increasing testosterone values. Like another of those had like hormonal pimples, changes in skin, and both of them felt something like pain or itching or something in testes.
Yes, and looping back to the cortisol raise, it was also noticed that there's a strong stomach discomfort there. Yeah. It may be the result of the cortisol increase, we don't know, but nevertheless, that's what the data shows. So what if we convert this from salivary free testosterone values to total plasma, once more, this is just a statistical calculation, so nothing measured, just calculated.
Yeah, we have cues to do that conversion. So first, it is known that what is the correlation between the salivary free testosterone and total testosterone in plasma. That can be counted and we counted the evening values, and then there's a correlation between evening values and the morning values. So we have a rough estimation that on what level those values would have been on morning plasma total testosterone.
So we also have the reference range for total plasma testosterone. So the normal range for healthy male subject is between 270 and 1070 nanograms per deciliter. And what we saw here is for subject 1, the morning plasma estimate on the baseline was 644, and after on days 11 and 14, 890 nanograms per deciliter. Subject 2, the morning plasma estimate was 700, and after a very high 1,102 nanograms per deciliter.
So both of those subjects, they were hitting the high level of reference values after. So given that those reference values are including also young men, so it would be safe to say that they were close to the like top values of young men after the test. So I would keep that remarkable change.
Yeah, so as conclusion, we could say that yes, in our limited field trial, Tongkat Ali extract at 400 milligrams per day, it does support the increase in free testosterone levels, and with cortisol, we have a somewhat contradictory finding. We find elevated cortisol values that were actually fairly high. Once more, it's a small-scale field pilot. Changes in values may be related to other factors. We need to look more into this topic, but interesting initial findings.
Lastly, I would show the graph of TC ratio. So testosterone per cortisol ratio is a good measure of stress and recovery, and like in the very core of measuring those hormones is to see that how they are acting together. And when it comes to TC ratio, we only see very modest increase. So the cortisol value didn't raise too much to crash down the T per C value. So the testosterone was able to keep the TC ratio going up slightly, but not that much as we would have been expecting.
So if we found a way to suppress the cortisol increase, we would actually be seeing a fairly significant increase in anabolism.
Very probably,
And despite the increase in cortisol, we are actually seeing a decent change in the ratio of testosterone to cortisol as well. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.